Hi, my name is Steve, and this is Ted. We co-lead a spiritual discussion group that's basically made out for people that don't know Jesus, who are interested in spirituality and talking about all things spiritual. So in about 2007, we were studying the book of Acts in our small group, and Ted contacted me, and he said, hey Steve, I've been feeling God's heart that we need to reach out to people that don't know Christ, like the apostles did in the book of Acts. So he asked me to start praying with him about what we could do to start a group to reach out to people that just don't know Jesus yet. And so we did that in 2007, and finally in 2008, we finally started this group. We sent out invitations and we asked people, mostly our friends and coworkers that we knew that didn't know Christ but were interested. We had conversations with them about Jesus to come and join this group and just see if there would be something that came out of it.
Initially, it was really great. Initially, we had a lot of yeses. People said they were going to come, but I feel like on the actual day, I think actually only 2 people came, and it was a little disappointing to have just me and Steve and 2 other guys. But it was really great because at the end of the discussion, we asked them, "Would you guys want to do this again?" And at that point, I was really nervous because I was like, "What if they say no?" And it was really cool because one of the friends I had invited, it was actually the friend I had least expected to come, but he had said yes. And both our friends who we invited said, yes, we'd like to do this again. I felt a little scared to ask some of my friends that because I didn't know how they were going to respond to me. I didn't want them to think that I was some Jesus freak. I didn't want them to think that I was their friend just so I can try to make them to be Christian. But in the end, they were open to it, and it was really cool to see them respond.
It was really surprising to see that, even people outside of the church, they have a lot of spiritual thoughts. They think about things spiritual. They think about life and death matters. They think about whether there is a God. They think about evolution and whether any of that works with spirituality. I didn't think that people would take too much to being invited to a spiritual discussion by Christians. Mostly because I found that most people think that Christians are very closed-minded and not open to hearing them talk about spirituality, especially spirituality that's heretical. And I think the most faith-stretching thing for me, I think, has been knowing that, or at least learning that it isn't necessarily anything that we can say or do to help people to cross that line of faith to know Jesus, but really it's gonna be His love, Jesus' love and God's love for people, that once they experience that, they're gonna just fall in love with Him.
I think God has really equipped Steve and I along the way, and I really feel like God has been meeting us along the way in our journey as well, teaching us to persevere, teaching us to be patient. So it's been really cool to just be on the journey alongside God to see what God is doing, and I think both Steve and I feel a lot more relaxed about the discussions. We feel not as much pressure to make sure guys are there, not as much pressure to make sure stuff happens because God is in control of that whole process.
I mean, it really takes not much work at all to host a group of people and listen to their ideas and help to introduce Jesus into those ideas. And so yeah, I'm loving it and still doing it and still wanting to do it. So if you want to host one, come and talk to me.